Sometimes people use social media to change the world. In little ways, like TikToker Zoe Brett, who used her platform to pressure her local city council to change its confusing parking signs.
I guess sometimes you just have to take the law into your own hands.
Or on a larger scale, like the teenagers in the US who started a movement against gun violence with the viral #NeverAgain.
We have voices and we use them, sometimes unfortunately, sometimes for good.
Or Greta Thunberg, who gained global attention online when she started advocating for climate action.
What we do or don't do will affect my entire life and the lives of my children and grandchildren.
Greta started using social media like this when she was 15. But Australia's new social media ban aims to stop anyone under 16 from using most social media platforms.
I think it's definitely a bit of a challenge.
It'll affect how people stay informed.
I think the social media ban will fundamentally limit the ability of young people.
I spoke to several young advocates who all used social media from a young age to engage with causes they believe in.
I think for a lot of young people, social media isn't just a communication tool. It's our platform for learning, it's our platform for mobilizing communities, and it's our platform for initiating public discourse on topics that we can't do elsewhere. We rely on digital spaces to advocate for systemic change. We use it to advocate for ourselves. We use it to advocate for education.
It's allowed me to see issues that I care about and connect on movements that I want to participate in.
A lot of young people, especially me, get their information and their knowledge about the world through social media. And without social media, I think there's going to be a decrease in how informed people are going to be and their ability to access information and the availability of that information.
But some information presented on social media can also be harmful, which is why eSafety Commissioner Julian Mann-Grant believes the new restrictions are worth the cost.
What the delay offers is time to equip you with the skills, knowledge, and resilience you need to safely navigate social media when the appropriate time comes.
I think it's very clear there's a lot of dangerous content online, and there's people out there that are using social media in ways that they should not be used for, and restricting social media access for the most vulnerable group definitely has its benefits. At the same time, as a blanket ban, it does also cut off a lot of the benefits of social media itself.
Ivy is a climate campaigner and organiser, and she says things would have been very different if she hadn't started using social media when she was younger.
Yeah, like where I am now is really because of what I started to get involved with when I was like 13, when I was in year 7. So yeah, that would have had a big impact on me. Before I kind of started using social media for this purpose, I was pretty stressed out about, I guess, the state of the world. And I was seeing like all of these horrible things happening like every day. And I didn't really know that there were other people out there that were kind of working on these problems. So when I started meeting other young people from across Australia who were using social media for advocacy, that was when I realized like there are so many people working on these problems that it's not just me, I'm not alone. Yeah, I think that's a big way that it's helped me.
It's clear that learning and connecting are big features of social media for a lot of young people. But for many, it's also how they can express themselves and have a say.
Social media has given me a great platform to post about the things that I care about, to speak out about issues that I really want to see change about, and even to sort of advertise things through social media, such as initiatives that I do.
For young people specifically, it's really hard to get a platform where they'll be meaningfully recognized by other people, not just by other young people, but also everyone else in their communities. And social media is a way for them to get that voice, essentially.
And do a lot of young people use social media like this? How many young people are engaged in some kind of advocacy?
I think everyone is. Every young person you meet is unique in their own way. They've got their own interests, their own causes.
I'd say there are probably millions of young people across the country who, even if they're not actively going out and spreading awareness and doing fundraisers and creating content, they're still consuming the content that others are posting. And that in itself is so powerful because it's raising awareness on issues that are genuinely not talked about otherwise. And so when I got social media, it was literally just 14, 15-year-old me using it as a space where I could talk about all these issues that I wouldn't be able to talk about in school settings or even social settings with my friends. Social media was a space where I could express myself. It was a space where I could access things and opportunities and learn things that wouldn't be taught to me or opportunities that wouldn't be available to me otherwise.
I think it plays a really huge role, especially for young people and activists in marginalised communities where in some cases it is the only method they have to be able to connect with like-minded people in that space and really get their voices out there when their local communities might not be as receptive to hearing those voices.
Social media has also been a way for young people to create organised groups or to turn an idea into something even bigger, like Make It 16.
It's a group of young people who are campaigning to make the voting age 16 instead of 18. That has gained quite a bit of traction through social media.
And Greta's Fridays for Future, which led to School Strike for Climate.
We've seen the news reports, we've seen how many young people turned out that day because of social media, because they found out about it through their friends from social media.
Being a part of social media movements like these is something some young people are now worried about missing out on, and some feel like their voice won't be heard.
It's one that I think we hear a lot, and it's pretty frustrating. I would say, especially speaking from a climate activism point of view, what we're advocating for is quite literally our future. This isn't a kind of hobby or a fun kind of thing that we're doing. It's quite literally, it's a necessity for, you know, the people coming after us and for our lives when we grow up.
I think young people need to believe themselves and they need to back themselves. It is hard when you have so many other people, so many older people going. You don't have anything to contribute, you don't have any experiences or a good perspective, you don't have the education. But I think at the end of the day, every single person has a unique perspective. They have unique experiences, regardless of if they're 5 years old or if they're 10 years old or if they're 40, 60.
But it's not like social media is the only way to engage with important causes.
And really at the end of the day, it might actually help uncover some more effective ways too.
Some of these advocates are already getting their voice out there by creating podcasts or writing blogs and contributing to websites that promote young voices.
That would get much more attention than it would if I was just doing a little post on, say, my Instagram page or my own little blog, because it's actually getting out to a wider audience.
At the end of the day, these young advocates just don't want other young people to give up.
I think the biggest advice is to keep engaging, to keep looking for ways to get their voice heard. Social media is one very convenient way at the moment, but it is not the only way.
I think it's so easy just to see this social media ban as a massive thing that will just stop everything and just go, oh, it's too hard, and give up. You need to keep going and you need to keep pushing through and finding other ways to advocate, because if you give up, then nothing happens.
If everyone did just a little bit, we could make just a huge amount of change. So I would say, you know, our age isn't a drawback, it's definitely a benefit.